Welcome to the NDE WORLD Podcast, where we explore the magical, mystical and spiritual world of near-death experiences. And now, Ashton Lewis and Daphne Lynn.
Welcome back to the NDE World Podcast. I am your host, Ashton Lewis, and I have with me the most lovely hostess, Daphne Lynn. Hello, Miss Daphne Lynn.
Good morning, or hello. How are you?
Good morning. It's okay. It's morning here. We know that when people listen to it, it can be any time, but that's okay. Good morning. Good morning, baby. I am fine. Thank you for asking. I've got my shoes on for doing this live review marathon.
Yeah.
So yeah, everything's going good.
Yeah.
Welcome, guys. Welcome to the NDE World Podcast. For those of you who are new, welcome. And those who are returning, welcome back. And don't forget to go to the website at nde.world. That's
NDE.world.
Yes. So let's jump right into it. Miss Daphne, we are talking about the life review.
Yes, very interesting topic.
Yes.
I love these comments. They are so intelligent and just very loving.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the knowledge from the other side is amazing.
When you really understand the concept or the purpose or what this life review is, I mean, it makes so much sense, and it so resonates with the big picture all the way across the board. You know, it resonates with this, what we call God. God is love, okay? All powerful, all, unconditional love. And this is the best way to help us grow as humans. You're going to reap what you sow, regardless. And that's pretty much what the life review is. It's pretty much, cashing in on your harvest, lack of words.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, let's go ahead and go right into the question, Daphne, if you don't mind reading that question. And what we're going to do, we have started this, we're calling this particular episode part of a marathon on the actual life review topic. And we've already done a couple of them so far, a few, I think. I can't remember. But anyway, I don't know how many it's going to end up being in the end, but if you want to go back to the beginning, hit this most recent podcast. This is part of a series. So if you want to go ahead and go to the beginning of that, it kind of really breaks a lot of this stuff down, going into what the actual life review is, and then starts with the comments and stuff.
Yeah.
But we're just kind of like picking up with where we left off on, some of the previous episodes with commenting. So if you want to go just maybe reread the question for everybody, and then I'll just jump into the first comment.
Okay, so when you had your life review and felt the pain you had inflicted on others, did you feel everything, including the way you treated a store clerk or even someone who asked for money on the streets? I'm just wondering how in-depth that review was.
Okay, very good. So the person is asking, does the things we do in our life, our interactions, and how we re-experience those in the life review only affect certain people or certain interactions, when the real question is, who does this affect? And the real true answer is everybody. So this really has to do with everybody, everything you get involved with, how you treat others, how you treat people, how you treat life, how you treat animals, how you treat your fellow man. It's the way, right? It's the way.
Right. I find it interesting in doing this. We've come across the comments that, we have to even be mindful of our thoughts, because the soul itself, be it ours or the other person, picks up, as well. It picks up everyone else's thoughts. So if you're sitting here having a conversation with somebody and your brain goes to condemning or judging or something about this person, that soul picks it up and you get to experience that in the life review.
Right.
So we have to be very, very thoughtful of our thoughts.
How we treat others. Absolutely. Thoughts, words, and deeds.
Yes.
Okay, keep that in mind. Now, this response, I'm going to go ahead and grab this one here. It says that God does not judge you. That's going to kind of challenge a lot of people there who are new to the world of near-death experiences and this oneness understanding. Let me go ahead and finish reading this, and then we'll comment on it. It says, God does not judge you. It is your spiritual self, your highest self, that does the judging. As to hell, there's no such thing. It was based upon the cremation pits that the Greeks and Romans used to dispose of the enemy dead. Heaven and hell are human constructs. The truth is much more awe-inspiring and complicated. Our religions are based upon what the people of the day could understand and how best to control them. True faith is based upon one thing and one thing only: love. Love of God, love of each other, and love of self.
Yes. Okay, this comment resonates with me. I mean, just from the very top, we've seen this in multiple comments from these NDEers, that God does not judge you, that there is not an external judgment in the life that we just lived, but it is actually our spiritual self that is doing the judging, which is our soul.
Maybe we can get clear on judging, because I know, especially for the new people who are listening, Daphne, when we're talking about judging really is a human construct, and it's a human. I mean, look at our system, like the judicial system and things like that. This is stuff that man has created. Mm-hmm. It doesn't make sense to me, and a lot of the stuff I'm learning, and even, I'll tell you what, a good example, guys get a chance, go read the Conversations with God. It clears up so much. It tells us so much about this,
Yes. Very good book.
We'd have to understand what judging means. Judging means that you have done something wrong, or you have been accused of doing something wrong, or, well, they've got to be judged to be balanced out. Well, no,
and there needs to be some kind of justice for your deeds.
Correct. And there is. In the big picture, there really is. Nobody gets away from anything, okay? It's just not the way that man has constructed the afterlife and that way we've been perceiving it, or have been told to perceive it for the last 2,000 years. We're in an age where, there's a different technology. There's ways of communicating with people. We can get so much more information out there so much quicker. And this world of, the oneness has really been here since the beginning of time. Mm-hmm. It really is the trueness of all. And that's that love, that oneness with God, which is love, So anyway, so it says that as to hell, heaven and hell, these are both human constructs. Any comments on that?
Yeah, we kind of know that. I mean, it's just, it's something that we have here from the religion that, teaches if you're good, you go to heaven. If you're bad, you go to hell. But as we see from these NDEers, from the Conversations with God, but there's no such physical place. There is a spiritual life there, pretty much like things here, but without the turmoil, without the negativity, without being condemning or judging. There's a lot of similarities in both worlds.
What if it was something as simple as your words? Mm-hmm. Okay, what if you take and change go to or going to heaven, going to hell, go to heaven, go to hell? Why don't you just change that to the word experience and see if it makes any sense from that?
Yeah, good point.
You can experience hell. You can experience that, and people do every day. We get near-death experiences that people experience hell. Okay, what are you putting out in the world? That's where your hell's going to be coming from. Mm-hmm. What are you putting out in the world? That's where your heaven's going to be coming from. Now, like this person says here, they're not real. Heaven and hell are going to be experiences that we will experience. Okay, however, it's not the way we've been indoctrinated to believe, from what I'm understanding.
Right.
And that's why I call the life review is heaven and hell and karma all wrapped up in one. Okay? Mm-hmm. Because you're going to have to experience, and you're going to have to be, I don't want to say tested, because it's not a test. But from what I'm understanding, Daphne, correct me if I'm wrong, there's supposed to be some kind of agreement that we set up before we come here. Okay?
Pre-plan, life planning, and soul contracts, yes.
Okay. And we are to... we have an agreement to come here, to live a certain life, to be a certain person, to be a certain way. And from what I'm understanding, we come here, we're here for a little short time, transition, go back. On the other side, the life review is okay, hey guys, let's see how you did.
What did you learn?
What did you learn?
Were you on course?
Did you stick to your word? Did you own up to your part? Or, you fell a little short here, you fell short here. Yeah, you shouldn't have done that, but we're going to work on that, okay? So you go in here and you have to experience everything, but you really know where you're at in the big, big picture of everything. You as
overall
a
soul growth.
Not you as the person here on earth.
Right.
You as the soul that's growing,
Correct.
So, okay. So,
yeah. So, I like in this comment, and you hear this from so many commenters or experiencers. You hear this from so many experiencers. Love. Love is what everything is about. The love of God, if you want to call it God, source, spirit, divine, whatever you choose to call it, that is your choice, your walk. But to love that higher power, to love each other and love yourself.
A lot of people drop the ball right there, even on loving themselves.
Yeah.
Or forgiving themselves, or being cruel to themselves. You may not harm another person. You may be really nice. You may have really good words and have that respect for your fellow man. You may not be gossiping all the time. Gossip. If you gossip once, you're garbage, speaking garbage. Do not open your mouth once and say anything negative about another soul.
Because we're all one.
That's
You're
right.
only talking about yourself.
You're talking about
You're
yourself.
seeing your own reflections in that person.
That's right. That's all it is. They're mirroring something in you that needs to be worked on. Mm-hmm. You guys will get when you get it, you get it. Trust me. Just stick with us here.
The Journey of Souls book has been so enlightening.
Oh yeah, it takes you to a whole different kind of concept on how this stuff works. Okay, great.
Oh, it really does. Yeah.
Let's go ahead and catch the next one here, Daphne.
Okay, I have studied this for the last 20 years. We all have life reviews, and yes, some are painful, but it's never too late to do as much good as you can. What we are asked above is how much have we loved, not who, but how much. And the second is what have you done for others, and lastly, forgiveness, starting with yourself.
Very good. So this person was kind of really tagging on to that last comment.
Yeah, exactly.
So they
Yeah,
reinforced
I saw
kind of
that.
like what we were saying. So this person has been studying this world of near-death experiences and the afterlife and everything for 20 plus years, over 20 years, okay? And they say here that we all have the life review, okay? Although, let me put the disclaimer out there, not every near-death experience that, that particular part of the overall experience, a lot of them don't have those.
Right.
However, the majority does, just to put
The
that out
elements
there.
are different for each one.
Yeah. They're all the same, but they get different ones of those same. You get, I think, according to Dr. Jeffrey Long, about 32 basic elements that, but they don't experience all 32 of those elements. That's
Right,
what I'm
yeah.
saying. Some will come in, they don't have the life review.
Some don't, exactly.
Yeah. And however, the majority does, so. Mm-hmm. But according to this, we all do, and we all will. And like it says here, some are painful, but it's never too late to change. It's never too late to start doing good and loving more. All of us.
Exactly. Start with forgiveness. Forgiveness of yourself first and foremost, and then start forgiving others that have wronged you, that you have wronged. I mean, really sit down and meditate on this and ask for forgiveness and ask that others forgive you.
I think what we also have something coming up I was looking to a while back, actually a whole episode on forgiveness. Because, we talk about the word forgiveness, and we just kind of just throw it out there, and people know it, and we know it like some people like more from the biblical sense, forgive this, forgive that, forgive us of our sins as we forgive others. I mean, but do we really know what forgiveness is? Okay, so I think we could have like a whole episode, just kind of really on the concept of what forgiveness is, what it means to forgive yourself, what it
Letting
means
go
to
of
forgive
resentments
others.
and hurts.
Yeah, because I really believe that's a really key element for all of us. So I'm looking
Yes.
forward to that as well. The concept is definitely there.
Mm-hmm.
You have to forgive. You've got to. So if you don't know what forgiveness is, then maybe you should do some more soul searching. But it's something we all
Yeah.
have to do. Mm-hmm. So I want to get to the root of that. So we'll bring that out in another episode. All right.
Sounds good.
Next comment says that on the Brazilian YouTube channel, after all, what are we? Okay, that's the name of the show, I'm guessing. That's in quotations there. There are more than 200 interviews with people who have had near-death experiences. Many tell the same episode of kind of a screen, quote-unquote, or a quote-unquote hologram, where they visualized many moments of their lives, especially the moments that they hurt someone. It's like a feeling of guilt with intensity, which makes them reflect and regret. After that comes the feeling of love, peace, and acceptance from God.
Yeah, I mean, it's because they all are in harmony because it is the afterlife what is portrayed to others. There's more harmony in near-death experiences than there are in the world's religions.
Any religion. I haven't found a religion yet that's in harmony. I mean, even say take your main religion, let's say Christianity. There's tons and tons of different Christianities. Why is there the Baptists and the Mormons and the Protestants and the Catholics and the Jehovah's Witnesses and the on and on? Why? And they all claim to be Christian, but they all have disagreements, and every one of them will fight. I've seen it. You get a bunch of them in the room with their own indoctrination, their own dogma, their own teaching.
That's crazy.
It will literally break out into a fight. These are all men of God. Okay, that's a different story. The point is there is a reality factor. You can be a preacher, you can be a man of God, and you can go to church and you can support your religion, but you got to have that love. Okay, you've got to have that love, that pure love for your fellow man, for what we call God or life or the source, and for everything for yourself. So if you got that love and you're doing this, how would you say it? Amen? But the point is, if you're in a religion and your religion is really just ingraining that difference of us and them, and that separation, the duality, what we call the cops and robbers, then I have an issue with that. I really do. I'm just going to put it out there, and I think you should too, and I think everyone should. And I think we should all start opening up our eyes and start waking up, wake up spiritually, start waking everybody up that we know. If we see something that we don't like, we're going to have to all start making stands for a lot of this stuff sooner or later. If nothing else, it may upset people at first, but you're planting those seeds, and you can bet something somewhere. If they're a person that's ready to advance to that next level of growth, trust me, they'll grab that and they'll run with it. So it's our responsibility as humans to share this concept of hey, you are God, you are the all, you are love, you are life, and we are all together. We are all one. And when the world overcomes this love of power and understands and develops the power of love, then the world can change. But it has to be individualized. We have to work on each other. Well, work on yourself, and as you go through these changes and start becoming this born again, that's what you're doing. You're being born again. You're changing into a more spiritual person. Share that with others. Spread it.
Spread the love.
Spread the love. Spread the love. And if your message is a message of division, okay, you may disguise it as love, but if it's overall there's any kind of harm or hate in your message, any kind of punishment or anything, then that's not a message of love. Okay, that's a message of fear. So you have to keep in mind that as long as you're sharing a message of love, okay, and let people be who they are, and let them decide on who they need to be, but don't try to indoctrinate people and push any kind of belief systems on people. No, just love. Teach them how to love, not what you believe, what your church believes, what your group believes, what kind of book you believe, whatever you read, what you believe. These are belief systems, and they all belong to you. So everybody is walking and experiencing life in so many different ways, and we got to respect that for each other. So
exactly.
On this comment here, I like it says here, and I recall this, Daphne, if you want to maybe comment on this, we do hear a lot of these live reviews, almost like a 360 hologram.
Yeah, on a screen. So
you can imagine being in the middle of a room and have screens all the way around you, 360, but here's the catch. You also have 360 vision. So you get to see everything all around you. All right, that's a topic for a different story, but there's been stories of blind people having near-death experiences and being able to see on the other side. And all they could see is 360 vision. They didn't know, That all we see is, a single vision the way we do here on Earth, Anyway, so if you got a 360 vision and you're in a hologram style room with all of this, I guess, screens, because we're using like human metaphors, what we're using descriptions, because we can't. They say there's no words to really describe that world, so we're just using stuff that we understand. So you imagine these screens all around you. Movie screens are all these different experiences of your life from when you was a young child, probably even in the embryo, I guess, I don't know, wherever your life starts, okay? And wherever you transition. Well, your life has always been here, but your incarnation here. So,
just your comment on that, of the vision and all, just reminded me of Linda Kramer. She's had a near-death experience, and she's written several books, and one that I want to get, but she described vision, the colors in the spirit world, like a pie shape. And in that pie shape, the colors that compared to what we see here on Earth was like a slice of a 5% out of a whole 100. So we see very little of what is actually in the spirit.
Even color.
Spirit, yeah.
This is true. I've personally experienced that myself, in certain meditations. I never had an NDE, but...
Right. Meditations, you can go through astral realms
states,
and stuff, yeah.
And I like it how it says here that they visualize the moments in their lives, especially the moments that they hurt someone, okay? And here's the thing, guy. They said it's like a feeling of guilt with intensity, which makes them reflect and regret, okay? So this is you experiencing, this is you reaping what you put out, what you've sowed, okay? Or sown. Reaping what you've sown, okay? And but keep in mind, after that comes a feeling of love, peace, and what? Denial from God and thrown in a fire pit. Wait, no, let me read that again. Condemned by God and tortured forever. Wait, I'm not reading. What's it? Wait, after that comes love, peace, and acceptance from God.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, it gives you a different perspective.
It does.
Oh, yeah.
All righty. So moving on along, guys, and y'all can just take this and meditate on it and, dissect it. You can take it and eat it and, throw it out, spit it out, whatever you want to do. If it resonates, roll with it. But the point is these are all experiences from all around the world, from different people, and they're actually having these experiences and coming back. And
share that with us.
Look at the harmony, the elements. That's what I'm impressed with.
Yeah.
Would you like to do this next one?
Okay, during my life review, it's almost like I experienced an internal pain, almost hellish feeling, while reviewing painful memories. Also, it was painful reviewing times that I hurt someone or they hurt me. It opened old wounds and trauma as well. Did anyone experience this almost hell and pain during your life review? It felt like hell for a moment because of the shame I felt in front of God for maybe being mean or cruel to someone. After my review, I experienced His love and acceptance of what we just reviewed.
Wow.
Ties in with the other one.
Wow.
It ties in.
It's in harmony, guys. Please understand. That's why we're, so into this kind of stuff, because this is real life experiences and they're all in harmony.
Mm-hmm.
It's not conflict between belief systems like we have in the world's religions that really have no clue.
Exactly.
I mean, let's be honest. Let's keep it real. Now, let's break this down right here, Daphne. It said this person here, during their life review, they experienced this really painful, they said almost hellish feeling. Okay, hellish would be just a torturing, okay, while reviewing painful memories, okay? They say that it was painful reviewing the times that they hurt someone else or when someone hurt them. That it was a sense, a type of hell, all of the pain and things like that. However, like this person says, then I experienced the love and acceptance of what we just experienced, what we just reviewed. So you've got to understand that understanding where, yeah, you're going to have to deal with what you went through, but it's okay. We're going to fix things. We're going to move on.
What is the love of God? The radical acceptance of all that is.
Yes.
No judging, just accepting.
Yeah.
This is what happened. Okay. This
All
is
right.
what you did. Okay.
What did you learn?
What did you learn?
And what can you do better next time? Something on that line right there. Just, did you learn from this experience? Would you not do that to your child?
Exactly.
Or would you take your child because they made a few mistakes and say, "Come on, buddy, we're going back out to the barbecue pits out back. I got some big old human sized ones. I'm going to cast you in, and I'm not coming back for you. Don't worry about it." What kind of love is that? And that's coming from humans.
Imperfect humans.
Yeah, so what? I mean, if you're going to call the all, and the all is love, then you got to give credit where credit's due. You cannot put any kind of slanderous, descriptions on love, like the jealous or the wrathful or the vengeful. No, these are man-made gods. These are war gods. These are gods created in the image of man. But God, the source, love, that's a whole different being.
Mm-hmm. Think about this statement. Love covers a multitude of sin. If you want to call it sin.
Yeah,
But love covers a multitude of everything.
Even sin is a church
Exactly. Yeah, that's why
concept.
I said sin the way I did.
We should know, guys. You should know on some level of your core that it's wrong to harm someone.
Yes.
You don't need to be told you should not hurt, you should not harm, you should especially not murder. Okay?
Yeah, you know,
it was never called a sin. These sins are things that the church has created and labeled these things. You know, the bottom line is no, don't do it. And don't make excuses to do it. And don't do it and make excuses and say that, oh, no, I'm okay because I'm saved. I'm okay because Jesus has got my back. I'm okay because somebody died for my sins. What? If that man was on earth right now, he'd think you're one of the most craziest people around. Because when you really look into the big picture, nobody died for your sins. These people taught you how to live so you wouldn't have to walk in these things that you call sin. That's reality.
It reminds me, was taking it to the teachings of Jesus for a minute. Let's go here, because he said, let the children come to me when his disciples were trying to keep the children away from him because they were children. Look at the lessons that we can learn as a human race from children, how loving, how accepting they are, how pure in thought of everything that they are. We can learn a lot from that.
We can learn.
That's love.
A lot.
That is acceptance
and
of
from
all
animals
that is.
too.
Doesn't matter what you look like, how you are. They love.
Right.
They love you unconditionally.
Yep. And they haven't been indoctrinated or
They haven't
or
been conditioned
polluted.
enough yet.
Yeah, they hadn't been in control and changed with mom and dad's mindsets and the church's mindsets, and then the school's mindsets, and the world. And next thing you know, this is not the child that came into this world.
Exactly.
Okay, now we've got another little robot, like the other 7 billion robots on Earth, that has no clue where they're going. Next comment.
Yes, moving right along.
I love you all. I love y'all. All right.
Okay.
You get to experience you through the eyes of the person you wronged. Say it again.
Ooh, say it again.
And then, guys, that's what it says in the actual quote here, so I'm just kind of reading it here. You get to experience you through the eyes of the person you wronged. Say it again. The casting of a stone upon the water comes back tenfold. Mm-hmm. You get to experience the mess you put on others as if it were you. Self-judgment. God, how brilliant and simple. Somebody that gets it.
The ripple.
Yep. So here's another one here. So Daphne, would you like to comment on that?
No, I mean, this is from just about every NDEer that says that you experience what others felt. But you're you, and you see them and what they felt, what they thought, the people that it affected.
Through their eyes, you know.
Yes.
That's kinda, and feel. And to feel the pain, the hurt, and the harm, all that stuff, you feel what they felt.
Yes, it's not just the visual, but, the actual feeling of.
The casting of a stone upon the water comes back tenfold, that you get to experience the mess that you put on others as if it were you. Like the person says here, it's the way I feel. God, how brilliant, and yet so simple. Mm-hmm. It's the basic reaping and sowing, the basic cause and effect.
Yes.
It just fulfills all that. So, okay, moving right on along. It says that during my life review, the love was increased every time I wanted them to stop. Basically, you're drunk on love, but it's still filled with regret, shame, remorse, and self-judgment. But well worth the healing, and more importantly, understanding. Just like an operation you had, or the dentist office, you're grateful for it once you're done, and the learning process is over. Okay, a nice little analogy there, Miss Daphne.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like the love was increased every time that this person wanted the review to stop. And they were basically drunk on love. And imagine that, I know. Wow.
But it says you're still feeling this regret and this shame and the remorse. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's your hell, guys. Okay, so it said it hurt this person so much that they wanted them to stop. But you can't stop a life review, from what I'm understanding. You have to endure it.
Because
that's
it's what you've done. It's what you put out.
Yeah, it's the way it is. And in some people, from what I'm understanding, that it hurts so much that you have to go into almost, for human terms, this is not what it is. It's not a hospital. It's not rehab. But for our understanding, there's like a place to go to re-heal, for the soul to really contemplate and really understand really the impact of their actions on life,
Right.
And life goes on and it keeps on rolling on. And when the time is right, that person will be given the opportunity to come back and try it again. You never die. That's an illusion. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Death is an illusion. I mean, we are the soul. We are spirit. We continue on.
you don't die, guys.
Right. We are energy. Energy only transforms.
Yeah. That's what Einstein said.
That's right.
Okay. Would you like to take the next one? Just keep in mind, guys, like it says here, it was so bad for this particular person, and they felt the regret, the shame, the remorse, and self-judgment, all the stuff that they put out on other people, okay? They felt all this. However, you had that love pouring in the whole time to be able to keep things in balance. It's just, oh my God, it's beautiful, so. Anyway, okay, let's move right on along.
I just feel like I'm so brand new. Not that I wasn't a kind or good human being. I was. But now I see how I want to do even more to be a better person and not waste my life or any more precious years. I wasted years on ridiculous things, stayed in unnecessary strife, and didn't see all the beauty and joy in so many things. And it's all so obvious to me now.
Oh, that is so beautiful. And that's what we hear time and time and time and time again. These experiences, it's for life changing, for you to be a better person, to see the world through the eyes that you're supposed to. And they come back and start seeing things and loving on different levels. And
I think that the 60s and 70s had it pretty good about love and peace and joy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
the way this person brings that metamorphosis of the caterpillar to a butterfly. You have to struggle to emerge more perfect.
Yeah. Everything, that's a very good example too, Daphne. I'm glad you brought that out because it goes back to that self-responsibility, that self-discipline.
Yes.
If that caterpillar was not disciplined enough and self-responsible enough to do what it needs to do to turn into that beautiful butterfly, what's it going to do? Die in the cocoon? Or some of them won't even form a cocoon. What if you do that? What happens to your species? Just little things to think about. So that was a nice little analogy there with the caterpillar. We're all are caterpillars in the truest sense, So the main thing this person really kind of took away from their experience is that, treat people the way you want to be treated. And I don't even know if it's like that. Treat people with love. Let's put it like that, because some people may not want to be loved. Some people might not want to be treated with love. So I can't say treat them the way you want to be treated. I say treat them with love. Treat them with the best that you can do. And also with your words, with your thoughts, your actions, your deeds, all that, not just with a person every now and then, just with everybody all the time.
Yes.
Yeah. So, all righty. We've got time for a couple of more. Daphne, if you want to go ahead and we'll grab one of these here, and I'm going to take that last one there if you want to go take that.
There is no judgment or humiliation inflicted on you during that life review. Just love, compassion, and understanding.
There you go, guys.
Short, simple, to the point.
Yeah.
That's the way it is.
And it's in harmony. What's the first one? No judgment. Okay, judgment.
Or humiliation.
Yeah. And judgment, again, these are human constructs. Once you understand these are things that we've created to function here on this world, and it's not good. The whole judicial system, I mean, if people were living the way they were supposed to be living, if religion was actually doing its job, we'd probably be in a lot better shape, if people knew who they were and knew that they had the power to change and to be the better, higher good of themselves that will affect all, But here's the thing, there's an awakening going on, and people are starting to wake up and realize that.
Yes.
That's a good sign, and that means eventually it will fix itself. And from what I'm understanding, that's what Mother Earth does. And if we don't fix ourselves, we will eliminate ourselves until the next cycle. I mean, look at history. There's been empire after empire after empire after empire that's came up and went down. Do you think you're any different? No. So if we don't step up and change ourselves and start changing each other and change this big picture, it's not going to keep going. It can't, because we're destroying ourselves. it's going to take a waking up, and it's going to take that love of the greater, It may take some kind of spiritual being or something coming in, and
we have to be
helping
aware of
things out,
We have to be aware of who we are.
Yeah.
Who we truly are as a soul, and we don't always realize that. I mean, I'm in my 50s and I'm just now learning who I truly am.
Right.
So that's the evolution of the soul growth.
The reason why you're learning it right now, Daphne, is because right now is when it's time for you to learn it.
I know, but
And
imagine
all of
if
us, we all learn at different times and different levels. But the main thing is that you're learning and you're growing and you're on that path.
I think about if the world's children can realize this, that you are the soul, that you are enlightened, that you are God, that you are the creator of your world at a young age, and retain that, how much better the world will be for them when they're our age.
Wow.
I mean, that is the whole growing together. If we can be aware of who we are at a young age.
That's beautiful. I love that. And you're so right. It's the children. It's the children, guys. What are you teaching your children? Well, most people aren't even teaching their children. They're sticking cell phones in the children's hands just to quieten them because they don't want to deal with it, They're sending children off to education institutions to be taught God only knows what. It's got really nothing to do with reality. I mean, look at all of us. I mean, many of us have so-called education backgrounds and all this and that, but where's it got you, All of my experiences in life is, I've got lots of education and, graduations in high school. I never went to college. I had the opportunity, but I was actually in a band. I was doing my music since I was a youngster, and I was in high school bands playing music and stuff. So I just went straight out of high school, straight into playing music as a career, and did that for
life lessons.
30 plus years, yeah.
Straight into life lessons, yeah.
Yeah, and that was my early route, and I've always been into the spirituality, different types of really all religions. I've studied all religions, practiced a lot of religions. I have lots of friends in all different types of religions. I have learned a lot from different people. And
we can always learn from other people.
You can. And when you get to the point that you don't really know what you're talking about and you really shouldn't act like it, even though your preacher tells you, or even though you've read it in a book or whatever, when you understand that, hey, I can learn something from that person. I can learn from that person. And don't be afraid to ask questions. So many people are so afraid, like you're asking the unholy or something because you want to ask me. I love to ask questions because I like to know. I like to understand. And that's how you grow.
Yeah, we got to get rid of the fear of anything. The fear will hold you down and hold you back.
You can learn so much from other people. Everybody has something valuable. Everybody has something that you can learn from.
Yes.
And that can bring, love and joy and something to your life, some kind of experience and some kind of learning from that experience. You can take and learn from it and let the experience go and move on. You don't have to dwell in it, but you can move on. So, which what we're doing right here. Let's move on to this very final comment.
Sure.
I'm looking at the clock there. Okay. It says that the life review is one of the most memorable and motivating aspects of the near-death experience. That's beautiful. It's my most favorite part, that's for sure. Through the life review, we get to see and feel precisely how all of our life's actions, words, and thoughts impacted others. That's the whole, everything wrapped up in one box right there with a pretty bow on top, guys. That's everything right there.
That's the icing on the cake.
It is. Yeah, so through the life review, we get to see and feel precisely how all of our life's actions, words, and thoughts impacted others. You reap what you sow. If you put out love, it's going to be bliss, guys. It's going to be heaven, If you put out hell and harm, well, it may not be too pleasant on the other side, but that's okay because you will be loved and you will be able to figure out how to grow from there and,
Yes, and I love that. I love the harmony in all of it. I really do.
Me too. So.
I can grow from that. I can learn from that.
Yep.
When there's disharmony and no unity, I mean, it's hard to grow in that.
Keeps you confused.
Yeah.
And when you're confused, you don't really know who you are or where you're going.
That's right.
So just something to think about. Well, guys, don't forget to go to the website, NDE.world, for more information and any questions you guys got there. We got ways to contact us. We'd love to be able to communicate with you guys. Anybody interested in coming on the show? We also do interviews and of near-death experiences and any kind of really cool experiences, supernatural phenomena, or anything that you can think of, just, anything. We'll
Go
be
to
glad to
that
share
contact
it
form and let us know. Reach out.
with you. Yeah, that's NDE.world. All right, so with that thought in mind, don't forget, guys, we'll love you so much, and thank you so much for tuning in. May peace be with you all. Until next time.
Y'all let your light shine.
For information about the NDE World Podcast, visit NDE.world. That's NDE.world.